Lucas, how you doing?
How's it going?
Good. Just want to see what appealed to you about the Red Sox and how early in this process they came into the picture for you.
The Red Sox were honestly probably one of, if not the first team to, reach out to me and my representation, showing interest. So that obviously meant a lot to me. It's my first time going through free agency. Obviously, there's a lot of unknown coming off of last season. Um, had a really, really interesting, I'd say amazing Zoom call, kind of like the pitch meeting where I got to get a feel for, the organization, got to meet, some of the staff. And, I really liked everything I heard. I feel like it's just a great fit for me, what I'm trying to do, get back to the type of pitcher I know I can be. I'm a huge fan of Andrew Bailey, the new pitching coach. I've had wonderful conversations with him over the last couple of weeks. And then kind of on top of it all, Boston Red Sox, storied franchise, Fenway Park. Not much to complain about there.
And Lucas, you talked about trying to get back to the pitcher that you are. Just how would you? What do you think sort of entails that and goes into that, and sort of how do you think you can get there?
Well, I'd say the biggest thing is consistency. The last couple months of my season, I was moving around a lot and I got into some bad funks. I'd say mechanically, mentally. So, this off season, I've been really getting back to basics when it comes to, my work leading up to the next season. Getting my mechanics tightened back up, repeating my delivery, and getting prepared to go out and try to throw as many quality innings as possible. That's truly what I believe is the most important thing to do as a starting pitcher is give your team a ton of innings and a ton of quality innings.
Lucas, why did the structure of this deal make sense to do it this way? The 1 year, the player option, kind of, built-in insurance for you, where you might be able to do this again in a year.
I'd say just because I'm coming off of a down season, and the year before that was a down season too. So for me, committing to like a big long-term deal at a value that, I don't necessarily see myself at, or, not really having interest from teams in that type of deal. It didn't really make sense. What makes sense for me is going somewhere where I know I'm going to be comfortable. I know I'm going to get better. And I truly believe that with the Red Sox organization. I was really sold on that, kind of like what I was saying earlier, that initial meeting. I'm really excited to get to work with the guys over there at spring training, and then go out and pitch the best I can. And yeah, so we have it, the structure of the contract, it is what it is, so that, I can, do everything I can to help this team win games for a year or 2 years, and then go back on the market again. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Do you look at it as betting on yourself at all in any way?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm not maybe like betting on myself, or more so just like I'm not a fan at all of my recent performances. So I'd like to do the more like short-term option and, really kind of rebolster and kind of what I was saying, like get back to what I know I can do in this league and then go from there.
Hey, Lucas, you mentioned before that you've had a chance to talk to Andrew Bailey, and I'm curious if you guys have come up with any plans for, how to help get you back to being that guy you were a couple years ago.
Yeah, we've had initial conversations about it. We've been in contact. I've been sending him video and things like that. But we actually, I was just texting him earlier. We're actually probably going to get more into the weeds on that later this week. So yeah, I don't have anything like crazy specific to share right now, but more in the future.
Lucas, in your view, your opinion, what has changed the most about your pitching since 2020? Is it a mentality? Is it mechanical? What do you think has changed, and what are you looking to address going into next season?
I'd say it's a little bit of a combination. I think it starts mechanically, kind of like, not for me personally. Like I'm always at my best when I'm compact and athletic. And I feel that over the last couple seasons, I've fallen into a few bad habits where I'll kind of like leak down the mound, get a little long, and it puts me in a position to not be able to like deliver pitches consistently. Missing spots and maybe losing stuff here and there. So, it kind of starts there. And then when, you're kind of spiraling a little bit, that's when it can kind of hit you mentally. It's like, mechanics don't feel good. I'm not having success. So, the biggest thing right now is for me, kind of getting right back to where I was in that like 2019, 2021 range. And then, just working from there. Cause I know that if I get to that repeatable delivery and I'm hiding the ball, I'm doing all the things that make me successful, I'm going to go out and be successful.
And one last question for me. Through your conversations with Craig Breslow, what, from your view, is his interpretation of what you can offer the Red Sox next year and the year after?
I'd say, being a starting pitcher that's going to go out and throw a ton of innings. I think that, I was playing for other teams last year. I wasn't necessarily paying the most attention to what was going on with the Red Sox last season. But from what I've heard, there were some injuries and, starters were, maybe not going as deep as they needed to go sometimes. So I think that, what Craig was telling me is he's excited for me to bring stability in the rotation, throw innings, and then, the big bonus is going to be me getting back to having the good stuff I know I have and throwing really, really quality innings.
Lucas, along those lines, I'm curious, you talked about kind of the difficulties of last year, but were there any aspects that kind of reinforced for you, I'm still elements of the year of your performance or stuff that told you I'm still the pitcher that that is capable of achieving the standard that I've set for myself?
Yeah, I'd say, even the last couple months of the year for me were like really rough stats wise, a lot of bad starts. I had one really good start against the Rangers. Might have been my best start of the year. And it was like in this mix of, just like awful performances. So that was kind of like a key indicator, like, yeah, I still got it. It's just a matter of bringing it out more often. And so that's what I'm hard at work at right now. This off season is making sure that I'm putting myself in the position to do that, every 5-6 days, whatever it may be. So yeah, I guess that's the answer to that question.
And you obviously were around a lot of terrific rotation mates for a long time in Chicago, one of whom is being talked about as kind of the most popular trade target. How much have you stayed in touch with Dylan about kind of about what the future holds for him? And were you nudging either Breslow or Bailey in your first conversations towards aggressively pursuing Dylan?
Yeah, so Dylan and I are very good friends, obviously, and We've been in contact over the course of the off season, kind of joking around. I'm like, so when you getting traded, man, where are you going? What are you hearing? But you never know really until it happens. I've been traded multiple times now. You can have a feeling, but you never really know until it happens. I haven't had any conversations with White Sox front office staff about, it's like, all right, you got me, now go get this guy. I was more concerned with, getting through the physical and making sure that everything became official. And now I'm talking to all you guys, getting to meet you for the first time. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, that obviously would be really cool. But yeah, you just never know. We'll see how it shakes out here.
Lucas, along those lines, you're coming to a staff, where you're going to be the most experienced starter. How, I guess, enticing or even maybe strange in a way is that, knowing that you're kind of the new guy here, but also there's so many up and coming guys or guys maybe that are kind of trying to break their way into a big league rotation?
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird because I think about my career and it feels like yesterday I was a rookie, but now sitting here at 29, first time through free agency. But yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from the veterans ahead of me. I could rattle down the names: Lance Lynn, James Shields. I'm looking to, now that I'm at this point in my career, step into an organization and I just want to do everything I can to help this team win. And part of that is being a good teammate and being a good vet to the younger guys. I know there's a lot of good, really talented young pitchers on the team. So I'm looking to get to know them, develop relationships, help them in any way I can, from no matter what it is, mental side of the game, physical side, just being there, being a good teammate. That's hugely important to me as a player. And I think that, for a team to, come together and have cohesion and win, you got to have that from top to bottom, veterans and the young guys. So yeah, it's definitely something super important to me. I'm looking forward to working with all those guys.
Lucas, outside of the baseball stuff, how much are you looking forward to, spending time in Boston, being on the East Coast? Anything about, I think you've only made a couple starts at Fenway, but anything about Boston that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I was just there last couple nights. Enjoyed some nice dinners, walked around a little bit. It was a little bit cold, but I know that in the summertime it's going to be very beautiful. I always enjoyed the trips out there. I love the area around Fenway Park when there's ball games going on. I mean, it's just like, you just feel the energy. It's like really, really fun. Another huge thing for me is my parents live in upstate New York, kind of close to the Massachusetts border. So, and Fenway Park is actually like the closest big league park to where they live. So I know that they'll be coming out a lot. And so, it'll be just a really fun time. And I'm looking forward to like getting to know the city better. I'm like just starting to learn now, the different neighborhoods and everything like that.
Lucas, as part of your conversations with the Red Sox, what did Craig Breslow or whoever else tell you about kind of the plan going forward to build this team? Obviously, the phrase around here has been full throttle. It's how they said they were going to attack it. But how do you envision, them doing that in the next few weeks?
Well, I think that they made the move to get Vaughn Grissom. Actually, I met him last offseason, and he's a very talented kid. I think that he's going to really come into his own. Having that opportunity to play every day. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably some more moves to be made. I don't think it's really my place to say. I just got here. But yeah, I think that it's going to be pretty exciting. Put together a nice squad, and once we get to spring training, start getting to work.
Where'd you meet Vaughn last offseason?
It was in Los Angeles. We have the same agency. So our agency put together this like, it was kind of like workouts and all these like different events going on in LA. So he came out there and, worked out together for a few days. And, I think we went to like a Lakers game or something like that. But yeah, looking forward to getting to know him better.
Lucas, your home runs took a pretty big jump forward last year. What did you make of that, and how determined are you to kind of limit those again, kind of going forward?
Yeah, that was the result of I'd say like too much falling behind, too much missing middle in, just not executing. Yeah, it was actually like it's kind of an astounding number how many home runs I gave up. So yeah, I mean, for me, I think that I get to a point where I'm more consistently executing pitches where they need to be and sequencing better. Then we'll be able to bring that number down significantly.
Hey, Lucas. So just as far as your free agency goes, when it came down to it, how many offers did you have on the table? And if you're comfortable sharing kind of, who else was in the mix, and when you picked the Red Sox?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to necessarily share that. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it wasn't very many. I'll say that. It wasn't crazy. For me, I really was sold on the Red Sox philosophy. Talking with AC, talking with Andrew Bailey, talking with Craig. That initial meeting really got me excited. And so I think a lot of my free agency process was kind of tailored working towards, getting something done here. And so now I'm very excited to be here.
It's awesome. And now just looking forward, you went through a lot of upheaval last year, on and off the field and everything. How are you doing now, just looking ahead now that you've got a little bit more certainty, you've got your contract, where you're going to be this year? How you feel and just kind of the way things are looking ahead?
Yeah, I'd say the mind is way more clear. Yeah, I mean, the last couple months of the year were kind of a weird whirlwind for me. And I'm not going to make any excuses for poor performance because guys get traded all the time and they go out and pitch great or hit great or, whatever it is. I just think that, now that that's all out of the way, now that I found my home here, I'm able to just like go and do my work. There's no unknown, and I'm very excited to just meet everybody, get comfortable, and go out and win some games.
Lucas, for the Sox fans at home who are going to be watching this and are wondering what you're about, and maybe they've seen you pitch in the past, what kind of promises can you make to them, and what would you like them to know about you?
Oh my, promises. I'd say a promise I can make is that I care deeply about the fan base. I care deeply about trying to provide the best product possible. And so you're never going to see me like slacking off or getting lazy or not caring. I will work my ass off to do everything I can to, provide the organization I'm playing for, and then therefore the fan base, the best version of myself. And so, that's kind of my mindset going into this year is now that, all the noise is gone, I'm here, I'm ready to get to work. I'm putting in some really good work this off season so far. And I'm very confident that, I'll go out and provide a very nice product.